we go. All right, we're live. You turned the mute off. Oh, okay. All right. You can actually turn my headset down a little bit. I'm extremely loud. I mean, I know I'm loud, but you can keep going a little bit more. Thank you. Good stuff. Good stuff. Can you guys use the chat? Is the chat enabled? Oh, now I can't hear it all. That's better. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. There we go. All right, we got the chat rocking, as we say here. Just wanted to invite you guys really quick into the chat. If you can, who you are, where you're calling in from, and whether you're partnered with ROK, yes or no, or you can just say partner or no. But just who you are, where you're calling in from, and whether you're partnered with ROK, yes or no. All right, we got Jason in California, ROK partner. Jeremy from Vegas, he's not a partner. Look at this, we got a good little mix. Carolyn, longtime partner. You and Jeremy got to get together. Both in Vegas. Look at that. A lot of different places, a lot of different people, some partners, some not partnered. I see Texas, Jersey, Arizona, California, Virginia, ROK partner. Oh man, we're moving quick here. We're moving quick. There we go. All right. We're finally waking up. Here we go. You guys are ready to rock. I'm ready to roll. If you have never been on one of our webinars in the past, thank you so much for joining us, first of all, and thank you all for joining us. We are going to do a quick webinar here with a quick presentation. I'll go through, we'll highlight some things within that presentation. Basically, at the end of that, we'll open up for a live Q&A, give you guys a chance to ask some questions about ROK Financial, what we're doing, how we're doing it, and really just, create an open conversation. Did we get a chance to get everything set up? We're all good to go? Ready to rock? All right. We are going to share our screen. No time wasted today. Normally, I waste a little bit more time, but no time wasted today. We're going to get right after it, and we're going to jump right into sharing our screen and giving out some value here. So give us just a second. We'll get our presentation shared and get this show on the road. All right. Here we go. All right. So before we even get going, just want to give you guys a quick reminder. You might have heard in your email, you might have gotten a text, you might have gotten hit up on LinkedIn about it. We are hosting a live event, a commercial financing mastermind here at ROK Financial. It's a series we're calling Fly In Friday. We're going to be doing this pretty regularly, giving you the chance to come into the office at least once every 6 months, at least once every 6 months, 3 to 6 months probably. But this is our first event that we're doing. We're opening the doors, basically giving you a full day's worth of education and insight into commercial financing, as well as multiple networking opportunities. You can come in the night before for a quick cocktail hour and some networking with other attendees, as well as the ROK team. And then we have a full day mastermind event planned out on November 8th here at the ROK headquarters. Would love to have as many of you guys here rocking out with us in person as possible. I am one of the speakers, so I know you guys are so excited to hear me speak today. I have a longer segment planned for that day, so if you want to hear Tony talk at you even more in person, I will be having I will be on the stage that day as well. Anybody interested, just curious, anybody scanning the QR code and booking their ticket, would love to know. Drop it in the chat. Let's see. Who's coming to rock out? Anybody sign up already? So it's November 8th in person here at ROK, and November 7th in the evening. If you could do both days, great. If you want to just get here for the 8th, that would be awesome. Would love to have as many of you guys here as possible. Would be really great. We have space for like up to 100 partners, and I know there's a bunch of people registered already. So would love to get as many of you guys on here as possible on the as many of you guys on the call today as possible here for the event. That would be awesome. Um, are we we're good? All right, let's rock. Let's get this thing going. Let's get this show on the road, as they say, right? So what are we talking about today? We're talking about the future of business financing. And, excuse me, we sit down and plan these webinars out pretty regularly. We do one a month. Usually we try to get one or two ahead on the planning thing when it comes to the topic. But we really did put a lot of focus on the end of this year and really talking through what's to come. Right? Because there is a lot of uncertainty within commercial finance. There is a lot of uncertainty within the economy. Let's face it, it's a presidential election year, right? There's a ton of uncertainty that comes with that, right? And not knowing what's to come basically a month from now, right? Less than a month from now. So with all of that, we thought it was really important for us to outline what it is that we're doing and what are we committed to and what are we seeing in and around the industry. I was just on the road for like 6 out of 7 weeks, attending different conferences, commercial finance related, brokering related, specific product related, business consulting, all different events that I had attended. And really a lot of these topics that we're going to be talking about today in the presentation were what was talked about, at these shows. So I'm excited to share some of this information with you. And just to get started, if you're not sure, I am Tony Cimino, the Vice President of Business Development here at ROK Financial. And my role here is, it's a simple thing, lead generation. Make sure that we have business to work on, right? And it puts me in a unique seat where we see a lot of business from our referral partners. We get a lot of questions, a lot of great questions, and a lot of great feedback from you guys that helps us really just be an overall better platform for commercial finance, right? So shout out to you guys and the partners that we've generated and the partnerships that we have. Nobody's more thankful to you guys for what we got going on than I am. So let me just be the first person to say that. And if you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. This is my direct contact info. I know you're probably getting a lot of marketing emails from us. That's probably the Tony C email. That's not me directly. That's marketing, right? So if you are trying to reach me directly, here's my direct contact info. I would love to connect with you. But just to kind of paint the picture, right? How did we kind of get to where we are, right? We are in a position now where alternative financing has taken a substantial stake within commercial finance as a whole, right? And what do I mean by alternative financing? Well, it's important that you define traditional financing so that you can then really educate on alternative finance, right? So traditional financing is when a small business owner is able to go to their local bank, Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Citibank, right? TD, and many, many others, right? Your local credit unions. And a lot of times with that traditional bank, small business lending is a small portion of their portfolio. What do I mean by that? It's not everything to that bank. A lot of times they have personal accounts and personal deposits, and they're doing mortgages and all of the different things that they're doing takes away from what they're able to do for small businesses, right? And ultimately, when they look at their portfolio or all of the things that they offer and they say, hey, how do these things rank? They rank small business lending pretty low because they're seeing the highest amount of risk within their small business sector, right? Why is that? Small businesses have turnover, right? So banks don't like that. So they make it really difficult and have a ton of rigid qualifications for you to actually access funding as a small business owner. And they've put focus on things like your credit score. It takes a long time for you to get approved and funded through the bank because they give you multiple rounds of paperwork that you have to fill out or documentation that you'll have to provide. And based on certain documentation, you'll have to provide other documentation. And they really create this process where it's difficult to get funding, right? And this this creates this gap in the market, right? Essentially, you're looking at about 9 out of 10 small business owners can't go get financing at their local bank. So that means 9 out of 10 business owners are supposed to do what when it comes to financing? Well, that's where alternative finances come in, right? And we've seen this emergence of fintech. And what do I mean by that? Well, in 2007, 2008, when we had the recession due to the mortgage crisis, the first thing that banks stopped doing was lending money for anything. Banks literally stopped lending. They weren't even giving out mortgages. So you couldn't even go buy a house because the banks were like, hey, we're not going to lend money, right? So small businesses were certainly not getting capital back in '07 and '08. So they really started to look outside of that. And because of the emergence of technology and a lot of forward thinking, there was a few products that small business owners could access outside of their local bank. And what's happened over the years is, I mean, listen, 2007 was also the same year that the iPhone came out. I think we're on what, 16? I think we're on iPhone 16 now, right? And think about how far that piece of technology has come. I can tell you, when I first started in this industry almost 9 years ago now, there was a totally different industry that I walked into that day than I walk into today. There was multiple gigantic fax machines that people would line up at, waiting for business owners to fax over their paperwork. We don't even have a fax machine in the office anymore. We have a digital fax line that every once in a while, once every 2 months, somebody sends a fax to. But everything now is digital, right? And that's happened because of the emergence of technology in every industry, right? The iPhone is one example, but I'm telling you, commercial finance is another. We have seen leaps and bounds in the amount of financing that is, in the amount of technology that is used on an individual financing transaction basis. And that's what I'm going to go into today, is a little bit of that. What are we doing now? How are we going to continue to revolutionize this, continue to put focus on this stuff, right? So why is this happening? Why is there continued advancement of technology within the fintech and even all of commercial finance? Well, number one, it's leading to faster approvals. When I first joined this industry, Patrick, who's our CEO now, was doing some training back then, and he looked at us in the training class and he said, "Time kills all deals." What that means is when a customer is ready to move forward, you have to be able to move as quickly as the pace of the borrower, and you can't have these hiccups, where your borrower is waiting for you or waiting for paperwork or waiting for these things, because it slows down the transaction and may ultimately slow down their opportunity, or they may go elsewhere, or they may just not need the financing any longer, right? So quicker approvals, the ability to add more flexible underwriting standards. Why has this happened? Because when you are able to review more information, you can put the emphasis in one area versus another and really manipulate your own underwriting standards based on things like the different industries or the different geographies, and all the different things that go into how deals are underwritten has changed completely due to the emergence of technology. I'm not even joking. It's going to give you greater accessibility as a small business owner to funding. And what do I mean by that? Or what do we mean by that? Well, I'm going to go into the products here in a minute. When I first joined the industry in 2017, in March of 2017, a lot of these products were not available. Small business owners could not get access to them. And if they could, it was a very small percentage. Now, more business owners are able to qualify for more products because they're able to access these things more easily. Right. And now, why has fintech caused such a disruption within commercial finance? Well, there's multiple reasons, but the biggest one is that we're leveraging real-time data to allow us to make more informed lending decisions. I mean, for example, a few of the products, right, like a line of credit or a business term loan today, they're based on your current cash flow within the business. And what do I mean by that? I mean your last 3 or 4 months of cash flow. They're going to look at the last 90 to 120 days of transactions for you as a business owner to determine how is cash flow performing performing, and ultimately how much money can you afford as a business owner. So they're using this data from right now. It's not historical data. We're not using 3 years of past information and 2 years of projections. No, we're using the most recent snapshot to say, hey, this is going to give us a good idea of what's going to happen for the next 90 days or 6 months or even a year, right? So you really want to utilize all of the options and understand, why are these options even there? And the real reason for fintech or companies like ROK that have caused, that are lending to so many small businesses. I mean, we see, 7,500 applications a month or something like that. It's an insane amount of applications. So how do we process it? How are we getting through it? We don't have an unlimited team. I can tell you that much. That's definitely not it. We do have a pretty large team, but it's not unlimited. But what we have is we have a lot of smart people utilizing technology, right? And that's what's going to continue this thing moving forward. That's what's going to continue to happen. It's going to create a system where if you've invested in these things and if you're educated or getting education on these things and implementing them and testing them, you will not always, but you will be able to reap the benefits, not only short term, but as well as long term, right? Because you're just continuing to learn and get better, right? So how is this happening? What's going on right now? Well, recently what we're seeing is, the improved risk assessment. What does that mean? We're utilizing all of these different algorithms to really understand the history of a borrower, their ability to pay the loan back, but as well as the history of their industry. How does that industry perform? And really wholly understand each individual application, right? And when you have that mixed with a streamlined underwriting process, or where things are moving very, very quickly through the system, and you're able to point out what is important and what is relevant and make quicker decisions, well, now it's going to allow you to see so many more opportunities, right? And that's really the key. Is if you want to scale, or if you want to understand how businesses scale, well, this is the key, right? You have to be able to do more while doing less, right? And how are we doing that in 2024 and beyond? Is by implementing technology, is by educating people to utilize the technology and really, really fully integrate that within the whole system, right? So let me give you a couple of examples of exactly how it affects our process. We've seen machine learning that is allowing lenders to go into very, very detailed information about borrowers and their borrowing history, allowing them to really leverage that information and provide offers that are based on much more than your typical credit score or your profitability from last year, right? Within our own platform, we have seen automated checkouts. What does that mean? That means where, like, in the past, you would have to connect with a person and they would have to help you complete the loan agreement and go through all of the different notions that it takes for you to ultimately get funding. No, this is simple, effective, allowing you to access $250,000, $500,000 within your platform, $500,000 within your business, through our platform, and it's literally at the click of a button, right? So why am I talking about all of this, right? Well, let me just let you know, like I said before, the people who are utilizing this stuff are going to reap the benefits. At ROK Financial, we're testing it. We're using it. We're making sure that we're at the forefront of it. We want to know that, hey, when we're coming to market, it's revolutionizing the game, right? So as a partner, you and your customers are going to enjoy that fact, right? We're going to continue to invest in technology. We, in fact, are creating our own proprietary technologies, or ROK technologies, that allow us to be and do things that others just simply can't do because they don't have the technology, right? So when a business owner submits an application and their required financial statements, our system is able to take over and take what used to take days and weeks and turn it into seconds and minutes. What am I talking about? Well, when somebody completes that application process, they're going to have a soft credit pull done on their credit so it doesn't affect their credit score. And all of that documentation, we are going to run it through our system, and our system is going to pull out all the important information and then upload that into a breakdown of that application, right? So then what we're going to do is we then share that information with our lenders, right? In the past, this used to happen through, like I was talking about with faxing, it happened through email. There's also portals. Sometimes the lenders give you a portal access where you can go and upload information into the lender portal. Well, what we've done is we've moved to APIs with our lenders where you actually don't do anything. Once a deal has come through our system and it's been identified that that lender is a potential match, essentially it's going to share that information instantaneously with the lender. And then because we have that API set up in both directions, they're going to be able to share the information back with us. So whether it's an approval or a decline and what the terms are or why they've declined it, we're getting this information back instantaneously, right? It's, again, taking what used to take days and hours and breaking it down into seconds and minutes, right? So if you are referring us a customer, they've come through the process, they've been approved, right? Let's say they're approved at a couple different programs, right? A couple different lenders have approved them on different terms. A lot of times in the past, what we'd have to do is go through and basically say, what are the best offers, right? And we don't really know what the best offers are. The business owners know what the best offers are because they're the business owner. They're the ones that are making the decisions, right? So in the past, we might say, hey, here's 2 or 3 options for you, and kind of break those options down for them. Now, again, we've created proprietary technology where you and your business owner customers can gain access to our offer calculator. And basically, once a business owner is approved, they can go in and choose the best terms for their business and what is going to be the most amount of money that makes sense for them. Break down their payments, exactly how the deal is going to work, and what are the next steps, right? Allowing them to continue with the loan process without having to be tied down to any individual needing to click a button or needing to move the application forward manually. They're able to do it themselves. They're able to really take the reins and keep that thing moving forward, right? So it's really, really important that you guys understand this is scratching the surface, right? I could sit here all day and talk about the technology and the investment that we've put into technology here at ROK Financial. One of the biggest ones is our My Partner portal. You guys get direct access to our Salesforce CRM, where you can literally from 24/7 from anywhere in the world be able to log in, view your pipeline, upload leads, track your commissions, get access to training materials, marketing materials, white labeled materials, whatever it is that you need, literally at the click of a button from anywhere in the world, right? And all of that has happened because of our investment into technology. And this is what the future holds. We're going to continue to double down on that investment, right? So just to kind of get things wrapped up here within the presentation, right? It's always important that you guys understand, what do we actually do, right? It's great that we're going to sit here and talk about all of the technology that we have access to and what we're giving you guys access to. But ultimately, what you are gaining access to is the ability to offer these products on the screen, right? And help business owners gain access to these products. You don't need to get involved, or you can be involved as much or as little as you'd like. You can leverage the ROK team to help you and your business owner customers take advantage of the financing options that are available to them today, right? And these are the financing options. If you are looking for a business loan or commercial financing today as a small business owner, these are the products. This is what's available to you. So if there's any questions around why business owners borrow money or what they're using the money for, those are the questions that once we understand what they're borrowing the money for, that backs us into the product, right? For example, if somebody's buying equipment, you can buy equipment with an SBA loan. You can buy an equipment with a term loan. You can buy equipment with working capital. You can buy equipment with a line of credit. You can buy equipment with equipment financing. You can buy equipment with asset-based lending. And you can buy equipment with AR financing, right? Technically, the only one on this screen that you couldn't buy equipment with as a business owner is if you're an owner-occupied commercial real estate deal, right? So what does that mean? That means that it's up to us to understand which of these products makes the most sense for that individual borrower, right? Are they doing other things with the capital? Do they need a lot of flexibility and constant access to financing? So should we be looking at like a line of credit or perhaps AR financing? Again, it's really going to come down to that borrower, why they're borrowing the money and how they're going to utilize those funds. But what you are selling is a small business owner's ability to access funding for their business, right? So what do you actually have to do? How do you get involved? What is it that you have to provide? Well, technically, you can just provide what we refer to as the 3 N's: a name, a number, and somebody with a need for financing. This is important, right? We have minimum qualifications. Our minimum qualifications are that you need $5,000 per month going into a business checking account for the last 3 to 6 months. That's our minimum qualifications. But even if you were in business for 100 years, you made $1 million a month, and obviously you were able to provide us their number. If they don't have a need for financing, it doesn't matter how much money they could access. It doesn't matter how much money we could get them. What matters is how much money do they actually need and what are they using the money for, right? So keep that in mind. It's not necessarily just about the requirements. One of the biggest requirements themselves is that the small business owner is actually looking for funding or they have a need for financing within their business. They may not even know that they have a need for financing, right? They may have an opportunity. Hey, I'm looking to buy this, or I'm looking to do that, or I need to hire these employees. Well, hiring employees would be much easier if you had a cushion within your cash flow, would it not? If you were looking to purchase inventory, would it be much easier to purchase inventory with other people's money or your own money, right? As a business owner, you would know what it takes for you to be successful, right? Our job is to help you as a business owner understand what are the options that are available to you and how do you take advantage of those options, right? So your role, provide that name, number, need. You can be involved as much or as little as you'd like. You can help us gather paperwork. You could be on phone calls. It really is up to you. You don't need to be involved in any of that. And you can really just kick back and relax and earn commission on the deals that you've referred over, right? Any successful transactions, you're going to earn commission on. That's the standard agreement that we're going to set up with you. So again, feel free to get involved as much or as little as you'd like. And I do see some questions coming into the chat, but they may get buried. So if you get the chance, please put your questions into the Q&A. I will start in the Q&A when we go live for the Q&A here in just a couple slides. We're not that far off. We are not that far off. Here's your second QR code of the day. And this QR code is for all the people that answered no before to not being a partner yet. I just put on this great performance and I talked to you guys for so long. You should definitely sign up. No, I'm totally kidding. I am totally kidding. If I was to give you my pitch, right? You want my pitch? My pitch is this. Every small business owner is going to be looking for financing at some point. Financing is not an if, it's a when. When you think of financing, think of ROK Financial. No, I'm just kidding. That's still not the pitch. The pitch to you would be, hey, listen, there are a ton of people out there that can offer commercial financing to you and the small business owners that you work with. What it really comes down to is how much do you enjoy doing business with that company and those individuals, right? At the end of the day, what I know is I come to work every day with a passion for helping small business owners, and I help those who help small business owners. Right. So if you are somebody that you help small business owners, you're looking for a reputable company with a great product line, and a team to back it up. Well, don't believe me. Go Google ROK Financial. Go Google some of our competition, and you'll see that we have thousands of five-star reviews that are referral partners and business owners that are leveraging ROK Financial to help them and their customers gain access to funding. Again, I don't need to sell you on anything. What I would tell you is, you probably can work with somebody else and maybe offer different types of funding. Feel free. If there's another option for you to work with somebody else and also offer a different type of funding, or maybe you are offering one type of funding and you want to be able to offer others, just let us know. Right? If you're somebody that does like SBA financing, or you're in real estate or commercial real estate, right? And you want to utilize ROK Financial for some of our other products, that's the best, right? If we're able to just add on to what you're already doing, that's phenomenal, right? So just let us know what that partnership would look like for you, and we would love to work together. Again, we're all about working with those who are helping small business owners and really just helping as many businesses as we can. And again, one more time before we wrap this thing up, just in case you forgot to scan before, for our commercial financing mastermind, please join us November 7th and 8th for an in-person event here at ROK Financial. Would love to get a chance to meet you in person. I did a call last night with one of the networks that we work with, and luckily on the call, out of like 40 people, I'd actually gotten a chance to meet 3 separate people in person, and we just had a quick conversation at the beginning of the call about how important those opportunities are. If you're really looking to help small business owners, you should look to expand how much you know about commercial financing and how you can leverage that for the small business owners that you're working with. A great way is in-person events where you can really learn, ask questions, and dive deep into some of these topics. So feel free to scan the code here on the screen. Would love to connect with you and get a chance to hang out in person, rock out in person, as we say, and really just a great event that we're going to be putting on for partners here in the next month or so. So if you haven't, scan away, and we look forward to seeing you there. Ultimately, though, if you have questions you need answered right this second, you can contact us now. Send an email to info. You can contact me on my direct contact info, like we were talking about before. You can jump over to our website, rok.biz, or you can give us a call now directly. Feel free to do so. And if you haven't already been scanned to become a partner, here's that QR code one more time. We are going to be jumping over into the Q&A, so if you have questions, feel free to drop those into the Q&A, and we're going to answer those questions live out of the Q&A in just a second here as I wrap this thing up.